This is Vince here at the Walther booth at TriggerCon 2023. I'm going to show you a few of our guns that were released over the past year or so. The Walther WMP is the Walther Magnum pistol. So it's a 22 Magnum, and some of the features is fully ambidextrous, like legitimately. So your slide stop, slide release on both sides, as well as push button on both sides, as well as the paddle release that's on both sides. And it's our first 22 Magnum that we released. It is optic ready. Very little recoil, but it breathes fire. Like this, it's very high velocity 22 Magnum. And then, so about a year plus ago, we released the PDP F series. And there's a 3.5-inch slide and then a 4-inch version. This is the 3.5. And the whole methodology behind developing this over like your standard Walther PDP is we wanted to make it something for people with smaller hands. So my metaphor is basically, or analogy is, you could ride a bike that's bigger than you need it to be, but if you can't reach the pedals or get your feet flat on the ground, you're not going to be as efficient running it. So we reduce, for people with smaller hands that may have trouble reaching the grip, if you can't reach the grip, you may have a bad master grip. So the idea was to bring the trigger further back, as well as the mag release further back, and the slide stop, slide release further to the rear. And one of the other features is we did a 2-piece striker in here, which gives you about a 20% reduction in felt recoil, as well as the ability to rack the slide. So, and then this is more than a year old as well, but it's one of my favorite. It's called the PDP Pro SD, and it's basically a competition type gun. Comes with 3 mags instead of 2, plus your magwell, threaded barrel, and the dynamic performance trigger, which this trigger gets rid of the vast majority of the take-up on our standard trigger, so that's all the take-up. And you have your brake, and you have about 1/10 of an inch of reset. And then again, they're all optic ready, and all our newer guns have a G19 sight cut. So that's kind of along the lines of making it easier if you want to replace the sights. You don't have to buy proprietary Walther sights. And let's see here. And of course, generally, if you ask anybody about Walther, it's the James Bond gun is what they say. So it's the PPK, PPKS. This is the PPKS version. But again, it's nearly 100-year-old design, but I mean, it's still reliable, trusted. And, we have 3 or 4 more guns coming out this year, but this is the P99 Final Edition. We went with the original OD frame. This will have your European-style mag release. This was originally released in 1997, and it was way ahead of its time as far as the trigger is called a double action, single action. So if you don't rack it, you have the longer double action trigger. But if you were to rack it, you have the loaded chamber indicator, and you can stage that trigger. And then if you want to go back, you go do basically a decocker there. But we saw a lot of people were not able to buy them, so we had to import them for a while, and we're selling them for an exorbitant amount on like gun brokers. So we're like, we're going to bring a custom package back with a case and a commemorative coin and release it for about $8.49. So undercut the people who are trying to gouge people on stuff. So that's kind of what we got going on here at TriggerCon 2023.
Nice. Thank you.
My pleasure.